Good morning. It is day 45. We walked just a little over 1/10 of a mile downstream from last night, and now the water is starting to pick up. So the little bit of water that we had last night is getting a little bit better as we head downhill, fortunately. And we are going to collect some here. It's probably not going to be much at the end of our day, so it won't be long before we fill up. But we only have 10 miles to, just short of 11 miles to get to the highway that will take, where we'll get a ride into Big Bear Lake, where we will take a day off tomorrow. This has been a difficult section, just getting back on trail after a couple of weeks off, so it'd be nice to kind of regroup a little bit. But it's a chilly morning up here at just under 8,000 feet. Sun hasn't quite hit us yet, so we're trying to move to get warm. Hope everyone is well at home. All right, everybody, we are headed into the town of Big Bear Lake today. It's town day, town food, showers, bed. It's going to be wonderful. So we are at that point where it's time to say,
last mile into town!
woohoo! That was energetic. All right, we got some nice views here off to the side. Gorgeous big lake, mountainsides, really pretty town down there. I don't think that that's where we're going, but there is a town there. Okay, we will check in later once we figure out how we're getting there. So here we are at the ITH hostel, right, in Big Bear Lake, and this is where we will be staying tonight, and tomorrow night we're going to take a zero tomorrow. So just a little video of the inside of the ITH hostel as well. So this is one of the common spaces in here. Really nice big open space, big fireplace. All the instruments on the walls are you're welcome to play, and as well as the piano. Come outside here real quick. Nice seating area out on the big front porch. Got bunk rooms, bathrooms, the kitchen area that is being used for dishes at the moment. Breakfast is included, make your own, but the food is all included. Nice little kitchen area here. Game room. And more bunk rooms. And upstairs, in the Ponderosa Pine room, is our bedroom. It's small and quite a mess because we have a bit of a gear explosion going on here, but it's not too bad. We just went out and did our food resupply, and in here is our little, very little shower, but it's a private shower. It's ours, so that's nice. And over here is our private bathroom. So we did have to, we paid a little extra just for the privacy of having our own space. But the bunk rooms are quite nice, and the shower space and common area downstairs is nice as well. Okay. This is the wrap up for day 45. And we are in the town of Big Bear Lake. So last night you saw our tiny little campsite next to the water, and we walked a little bit farther down, and there was a little bit more water. Actually, it was flowing pretty well. However,
I was waiting for you to however.
Yeah, however, we knew going into this section that a lot of people had been getting sick. When we were home for 2 weeks, there was some theories about why people were getting sick in this section in particular, where it was either norovirus or some red algae that was in the streams and the water systems. So we did walk farther down this morning. We've seen the red algae before in Mission Creek.
In Mission Creek, yeah.
And this morning we saw quite a bit more, and it smelled. It was pretty pungent, actually, at times. You didn't have to get it close to the water. Just walking near it, the whole area smelled.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, so not really sure why people were getting sick specifically. However, we knew all this was a problem, so we've been chemically treating our water as opposed to just filtering it like we normally do. So we have not gotten sick, fortunately. Other than I do have a little bit of a cold, but that has nothing to do with the water. So we did not. We basically, fortunately, we left camp this morning with enough water, and we did our 10.7 or whatever it was miles to get to the town of Big Bear Lake. So it was a lovely hike today, I thought.
It was.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
It didn't get too warm.
Yeah.
By the time we got to the trailhead at 11 a.m.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And what happened when we got to the trailhead?
Well, we knew that we had to get someone to take us into Big Bear Lake, which is about 8 miles from the trailhead that we departed from this morning. Fortunately, when we walked in, a gentleman in a beautiful shiny red Jeep got out of it and was like, "Do you guys need a ride?"
He was sitting there waiting. We didn't have to ask. Yeah. We just walked right up.
It was awesome.
He was right there.
So Gary took the two of us and two other international hikers from Germany as well. So he brought the four of us into the hostel where we're staying.
And gave us a great little tour around town. And he's lived here pretty much his entire life and in the area. So talked about just the area and the lakes and some wildlife, and he apparently likes the pelicans.
Oh yes.
They're talked about those a couple of times, but anyway, he was very nice and gave us a nice little tour of town and showed us where the restaurants and things were. So it was fantastic.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect.
Because that was his last run for the day. He said he had to take somebody into the desert then this afternoon. I'm not quite sure what that means. So it was great. Worked out perfect timing for us. But for anybody who's looking for someplace to go and kind of do the touristy thing, this is a great little town. Yeah, lots of little shops and restaurants, and there's a lake right down the street, the Big Bear Lake. And there's lots of boats on it. Apparently, a lot of water sports and then snow sports in the wintertime.
Yeah, so it's a year round. We're kind of right in between those two seasons here, which actually works out really nicely. So, and tomorrow we're going to take a zero here, see what it's like on a weekend, what this place turns into a tourist town.
It'll be fun.
It will be fun. So we just had a kind of a relaxing afternoon. Worked on what our plans are for the next section, which will be fun. There's some good water, and then there's
no water.
Then no water, yeah. Not bad water, just no water for one of the days in particular. Yeah. But there'll be a couple of interesting things coming up that will be fun. Some hot springs,
Oh yeah, the hot springs.
Yeah, the famous McDonald's in Cajon Pass, and the Joshua Inn. Joshua Inn. Yeah. So some fun things coming up in the next 100 miles or so.
Before we get to Wrightwood.
Before we get to the town of Wrightwood. Yeah. So all that's coming up in the next week. So that's it.
Yes.
Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Little glimpse of Big Bear Lake.